Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. That looks like a big mess, and you'd be right, but it also happens to be a shattered window pane. Shattered window panes can show up quite often as physical evidence at crime scenes, so we need to know how to reconstruct them. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be taking all of these pieces and putting them back together until we have one complete, or hopefully close to complete, pane. While we're doing this, we're also going to be trying to determine the direction the force came from that broke this window pane. We're going to be using the 3R rule to do that, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Before we get started, though, what you have to understand is this is really the second step in the process. Before we do anything else, we would actually be checking this window pane for the presence of blood or fingerprints. Blood and fingerprints are much better evidence than glass by itself, although glass is still considered very good evidence. Before we get started, a couple pieces of advice on how best to put a window pane like this back together. Always start by looking at the radial fractures along the fragment edges. By lining up the conchoidal striations so they point in the same direction, we can easily have a better idea of which way the glass pieces will fit together. Additionally, you're not really going to be putting piece by piece back together. It's a long and drawn out process, and it can be pretty frustrating. So I'm going to put this on a time lapse photography so you can watch it in a little bit of a sped up fashion. And that, friends, is how it's done. Now it's just time to take some pictures and get our measurements.